What is up, my dudes, and that one girl who just wishes she could talk to someone? I'm here to help you, one girl. This is Bikes, Beards, and Brews. Let's kick that intro. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Before we kick this one off, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. New videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, just getting this done. Let's get the other stuff out of the way. Want to save 10% on a Cardo communicator? Unless, of course, this is July 3rd, 4th, or 5th of 2023, then that discount code is good for 20% in one of these hats. So you should totally get that done. This is going up on the 5th, so don't delay. Like, go order yourself a Cardo. Check my referral link down below. Want to support me in all my do-gooderness like these cool guys here? Boom! Then you should become part of the Brew Crew and join the coffee page down below. Want to know why I'm asking you for money? Well, down below next to the 5,000 Amazon affiliate links that also go to a good cause is a link explaining it all. So we got that, we're good, we're done. All right, let's move on. So today, I'm really excited about this one. This is something I've been working on for a while, a few trials and errors, and for a while I thought it couldn't be done and I kind of gave up on it. But now I'm pretty sure I've got it dialed in, locked in, all that fun stuff, and I want to share it with you. What we're doing is we're making this Cardo communicator communicate with this GoPro. What that means is when I go riding with friends and stuff like that and they're talking to me, it is going to record into this GoPro through this Cardo, and I am super excited about that. Now, I know you've seen a lot of videos where people are using like some subpar sort of things, like they've used a splitter cable from their microphone or from their headphones, and like they make one little microphone that goes up to their headphone and it sounds like a McDonald's drive-through or something going on inside their helmet. That is absolutely horrible. I've seen this a few times. I absolutely hate it. 9 times out of 10, you can't hear that second person, third person, fourth person, or if you can hear them, you really wish you couldn't because it's just all distortion and crackly. We've got the solution for you today, and I'm really, really excited to bring this to you. All right, so first and foremost, you're gonna need a list of stuff, and I'm gonna link this stuff below. It's all part of my Amazon affiliate link, so if you buy it there, again, I get a little kickback, it goes to a good cause, everything's cool, I'm not keeping any of the money, so definitely check it out. It makes it so much easier for you when it comes to your shopping list. So let's go, we'll do a rundown of that right now. First and foremost, I've got this gaming mic. It's like maybe $7 or something on Amazon. Very, very simple, nothing special. I've got a breakout splitter right here. I've got a stereo splitter right here, and I've got an attenuator cable. Now, this is a really big deal, and this is going to make the difference, so definitely make sure you pay attention to this one, and we'll get into this a little bit more. On top of that, of course, I've got my GoPro Hero 11, and I've got my Cardo Pack Talk Edge, which I absolutely love. If you've met me in real life, you know that I am totally on board with Cardo. I absolutely love the stuff they do. Some of the other stuff that you're gonna need that's gonna make your life a little bit easier are some alcohol prep pads, some heat shrink tubing. Again, this is all gonna be like linked down below, make it very easy for you. And some tidy cable clips. And this is just gonna make it so everything's neat and clean when we're done. And then of course, a heat gun. Make sure you have a heat gun. If you don't have a heat gun, hair dryer, Bic lighter, something like that. If you're using a lighter, don't burn the house down, all right? Like, if you're not sure, go to your neighbor's house, whatever. Burn their house down. No, wait, I didn't say that. Don't do that. Don't burn any house down, all right? Let's just do this safely. All right, so first and foremost, before we get into this, one of the things I really want to stress to you and I really want to make sure is you get TRS compatible cables as opposed to TRRS cables. Now, for those of you who don't know the difference, TRS, they have 2 black rings. You can see it right there on their connectors. A TRRS has 3. If you've used a Panda mic or something like that in your helmet, which is what's in here right now, you will be familiar with the TRRS because, well, first and foremost, you need an adapter to use this microphone with your GoPro. So a lot of you, if you're using the Panda mic, you're familiar with these adapters. You need them to survive. Otherwise, you're not recording sound. So yes, one of the mistakes I made in the past is when I was buying stuff like this, I would buy like a mixture of TRS and TRRS. So when I did that, nothing worked. So if you're not going to use my links below, that's fine. Just make sure you're getting those TRS connectors, not the TRRS. All right, cool. Let's move on. So the first thing I'm going to do for this helmet is I'm going to strip out my Panda microphone because, well, we're not going to be using the Panda anymore. So it can go, it can move on. All right, so there's my Panda, and honestly, I'm not too sad about this because this is a lot of cable to be hiding in my helmet. There's a lot of cable management going on there. So I'm hoping that with the new setup, it'll be a little bit cleaner as well. So one of the first things you're going to want to do, so right now you can see that my PackTalk Edge has one cable going in. What this is going to do is this connects to the headphones. We're actually going to go ahead and disconnect this. What we're going to do instead is we're going to grab our stereo splitter, which is right here. In this, there is a big difference between this and the breakout. So, you know, keep them separate. Don't mix and match. Trust me. What we're going to do is plug our headphones into one side of this, and then we are going to plug our attenuator cable into the other side of this. All right, guys, so we've got our stereo cable plugged into our attenuator cable. We're going to take the attenuator here and we're going to plug that into the red side of our breakout cable. Now, if you're unsure, it's going to be marked ring and tip. Red side is going to be ring, tip is going to be the black side. Now, the black side is actually where we're going to be plugging in our microphone, like so, when it's all said and done. This right here is going to plug into our GoPro. So that's basically how your setup's going to be. So we've got our microphone going into tip. We've got our attenuator cable going into ring, and then this is going to be going into your GoPro. Pretty simple, no problem, right? Now you've got this extra part right here in your stereo. This is going to go back into your Cardo, like so. So now our stereo breakout goes from our Cardo to our whole wire setup right there, and to our headphones in the helmet. This is it. This is the full setup right here. So the next thing we've got to do is get all of this into the helmet neat and clean. So let's do that. If you see me sweating, it's because it is hot in the studio today, let me tell you. So just fair warning there. I moved the Lazy Susan out of the way just so, you know, I could start tucking all these wires. Now, there's a couple different ways you can do this, of course. I've got a Rorock, so I'm honestly going to try and store some of the cables back here where the battery pack normally is for their communicator. Aside from that, you can peel back, and a lot of times you can just run the wires around the base in between the protective foam and the headliner. You do want to be careful because you don't want to create hot spots in your helmet when you're wearing it. It gets very uncomfortable. No one likes that. So honestly, with this is going to be trial and error. You know, we all don't have the same helmet and all that fun stuff, but make some educated decisions and make some good decisions when you're doing this. One of the other things you're going to want to do when you're setting this up is make sure that this cable can reach your GoPro. So for me, it's going to be about right here. And at the same time, I need to have this microphone reach inside my helmet. So that's another thing. You do want to size it up correctly. So when you go to connect all this stuff, it works. I might actually run this up this side of the helmet because when I have the GoPro on, I'm using the Media Mod, and the Media Mod connector is on this side of the helmet. So that is probably going to be the smarter move here. If for some reason you can't get it to reach, another TRS adapter should be perfectly fine for this, just as long as, again, you are making sure you're using those TRS, not TRRS. I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to really drill this home, but I do wanna make sure you know that because it really is important. Just one wrong cable and this is not gonna work for you. Now, I did also say we were going to talk about that attenuator cable a little bit, and I do want to get into that. So the thing is, there's different versions of this cable that you can get. Essentially, what an attenuator cable does is it reduces the signal. So if you don't have this cable in place and you're running all this other stuff, and then you're trying to talk to somebody, a lot of times their sound is going to come in really hot, and it's going to sound really loud. It's going to sound like a really bad McDonald's drive-thru from like the 80s or some crap. So this actually turns that signal down so it's not blowing out your sound. The great thing about it is if it makes it a little bit too quiet, you can fix that in post if you're recording these videos to upload to YouTube, no problem. But without that, I mean, when it's too loud and it's too distorted, you can't really fix that in post. So lower is better than blasting loud. You can get manual versions of this cable. It's like a little box and it has a dial on it, so you can actually dial it in. The problem is those tend not to be weatherproof, and we are going to aim for some weatherproofing on this helmet as well, as I do get caught in the rain fairly often and I don't want to ruin this setup. So that is why I went for the cable versus like an actual mechanical box to take care of this for me. All right, guys, so I am all finished. Here's what you missed. So essentially, I ran all my wires nice and clean. I used a few of these retainer clips, and I used some heat shrink tubing. So anywhere there's connectors, I used heat shrink tubing. It just makes it look neater, it makes it look cleaner, and it gives it a tighter seal. So if you're stuck in the weather, it's going to help protect these connections a whole lot better. The other thing I did is I notched out the back of my battery pack because I don't use the communicator that Rock has. And I stuffed all my wires down there instead of running them through the inside liner of the helmet. That's just going to help me avoid any sort of hot spots and keep my helmet nice and comfortable. As you can see, going around the edge, I've just got a few of those retainer clips. I've got a few right there. So you will see some wiring on the outside. I've seen people use gaffer tape and duct tape and stuff like that. To me, that just looks very, very messy. I'd prefer not to do that. I'm fine with these connectors over having a bunch of gaffer tape running around on my helmet. So yeah, and same thing with these tracks. The reason why I chose these is because you can still pull the wire out from these. You don't have to cut them and remove them every time. You don't have to worry about them breaking. It just pops right off. They're small, they're out of the way, neat and clean, and it's just gonna make it easier to use this helmet and not get snagged on a bunch of stuff and not have the messy look of, like, you know, half your helmet covered in duct tape. Let's face it, we spend some money on our helmets. We want our helmets to look good. Covering half the thing in gaffer tape or whatnot does not make it look good. From there, my microphones are in. I sized up my cabling, so like right when I plug in my GoPro, I can just plug this in and I am good to go. So yeah, let's get out on the road and test this out, shall we? All right, so we are on the bike testing the sound, and of course the best way to test the sound is to, you know, test it with somebody else. So look, I brought somebody else who should be on her own bike, but she's not. She's not on my bike. But yeah, whatever. Say hello.
Hello, world.
By world, she means like the 5 people that watch this channel. Woo. So yeah, we are testing out the mic, hoping it works okay. Honestly, this video is going to be coming out a little bit later than I wanted it to because, well, it's just been torrential like rain for the last couple days, which has really made it hard to do this video. So now, Meg, are you ready to play a game?
Oh dear.
It's called How Hard Can I Throttle Without You Falling Off?
Oh boy.
And yeah, the only way to win the game is to not fall off.
Oh great.
Are you ready to try and win?
If I don't win, I die.
Well, if you lose, I'm fully insured, and so are you. So I mean, you know, it's all good.
I love you too.
So yeah, we're testing out the mics and seeing how it goes. Overall, if you do go with this setup, I highly recommend like if you don't have a helmet yet, if you're looking into buying a new helmet and you want to go with this setup, get something that has a compartment for a battery pack. Like this Rock is designed to have its comm system in it that I've chosen not to use. But the great part about that is, in the back of the helmet is that compartment that would hold the battery for their comm. And I just put all the wires in there, and then I neatly tracked them on the side of my helmet, so I don't have any hot spots inside my helmet. Anyone who's run cables in their helmet knows how much of a pain that can be, especially if you don't do it right. Even with my HJC helmet, I have a battery pack on that, so all the cables that I run in that, I just tuck into that battery pack as well. So yeah, I mean, if you've got the battery pack on your helmet, bonus, do that. If you don't have the battery pack and you're shopping for a helmet, put that on like the list of requirements for your helmet. It's going to make your life better. All right, hon, you ready to play the game?
Ah, shit. Oh, no.
Are you still there?
Luckily for you, yes. Yes, I am.
All right, let's try again then. Still there?
You're the worst.
Oh, man. Clearly, I'm going to have to go down to Boyd Cycle and, like, you know, get the bike retuned, make sure that there's a lot more torque on this, because she's holding on a little too well.
And you put my backrest on.
Yeah, no backrest because, well, you should be on your own bike, not mine.
Yeah.
That's the punishment you get for being a passenger. For, you know, as we in the business call it, for riding bitch.
Not a bitch.
Anyway, that's what I got for you guys. I hope that you dig this. Let me know in the comments how it sounds, how you're liking it, if it's something that you're now going to consider. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, share this video with friends, share it with family, share it with that one dude you know who might find my wife on the road somewhere if she loses this game on the way home. He loves this stuff, trust me. And I'll see you all on the flip side.